Have you ever jumped straight to a game and just got absolutely obliterated at the start? Most games, the objective is centered around you, but some games like to differ. These games are what we call PTO games, otherwise known as Play the Objective. Play the Objective games rely heavily on different team members working together so that way they can capture objectives. You will learn the 3 most important steps as towards taking these objectives: planning, besieging, and defending the objective. Before you can just jump straight on an objective full of enemies, first you need to plan how and where you're gonna go. First thing you want to consider, what class your squad has. Now, unfortunately, I'm only in a squad of 2 right now, but it can still help no matter what you think. Next thing you're gonna want to do is spotting. Spotting is very crucially important to taking an objective. It lets you know where the enemies are and how you can approach them. And if you can spot, see what class the enemy has, so that way you know what you're going to go up against. And then finally, you're going to want to position yourselves accordingly, so you can face the enemy and get rid of them as quickly and efficiently as possible. Now, once you have everyone positioned, you may then proceed to go and attack the objective. If you're a scout, you're going to want to position yourself far away from the combat. You can get a good advantage as to pointing out the enemy. Pick off the enemies one by one. And then you can help your team move in on the objective. This may not seem helpful as you're just sitting around practically just aiming a gun at people trying to pick them off with the best ability that you can, but in reality, it's actually quite helpful as towards teaming. Next is going to be Assault. Now, with Assault, have like all the explosives, so your main goal to drive out the enemy with all the explosives that you possibly can. Now, next, as a medic, you're going to want to be closer to the front line so that we can revive any of your fallen comrades to keep the line going. This is very crucially important, so that way you're able to have men when you need them. You can give help to people, and you can also revive them by giving them a shot. Finally, support. Support, the main reason, is to give as much ammunition to the people who need it as possible. You help support your team members by keeping them going with their ammunition. Medic and support work really well together. Finally, when it comes to defending an objective, you must defend it with all your will that you have. So that way, they can be able to get kills better and take over the objective a lot more easily. Now, if you're defending in close quarters, you want to make sure your team has powerful defense mechanisms for upfront close engagements. Like, for example, in a building. This means you're going to want a shotgun of some sorts. And this way you can be able to do the most efficient damage to an enemy nearby. And any object that is close or within your reach, you want to be sure that you can use it for your defense. Finally, there's traps. You're going to want to lay these randomly throughout. So that way, if there are any vehicles that decide to show up, you know that you can be the first to take them out. So now that you have learned the essentials of planning, besieging, and defending an objective in a PTO game, you can help your team get the most points and win victoriously. The feeling of satisfaction is seeing your team with such a huge lead when the round ends after you and your team held almost all objectives properly is beyond comprehensible. He was right there, and we didn't see him. Wait a second.
Gli esplosivi sono piazzati! Tutti gli esplosivi sono...
And this can become important when, we're crying out loud. Stand clear. What?